And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 4 p.m. Thank you very much for joining us. I trust everyone has found the bar. There's one just around the corner if you haven't. They've probably got some pizzas and some drinks. We just had a Negroni, very nice. It's our Friday. It's Monday for you, but it's the last day of the museum, so it's our Friday, so it's Negroni Day. Thank you. You've probably walked by this installation, this sign, and seeing me at the piano today, and was obviously intrigued. This is a bit of a milestone today, which I'll get to in a second. So 4 p.m. is a bit of an endurance, a creative endurance experiment, where I sit at the piano and write a piece of music from scratch each day. It's a blank page each day, and as it says on the O device, you may have read it, that often the most frightening thing is the blank page. It's not so much the blank page, it's just your fear of putting the first thing on it. And then when you put the first thing, that encourages the second thing. And then when you get to the second thing, so many of us go, fuck this, and put it away, shut the drawer, and to lose courage because it's not quite the Picasso you thought it was going to be. But this is about not having the choice, just push on through and make something for this extraordinary quartet that has just arrived, ladies and gentlemen, Martin, Anna, Alethea, and Hayato. You're about to hear us begin to rehearse this piece that I've written today, and the milestone today is that, as per the days that this installation has been planned for, this is the halfway day. Day number 80. I've sat for 80 days writing a new piece of music, and no, it's not always good. I'd like to think it is, but no, I don't shit diamonds. Sometimes it's just awful and then I don't want to hear it again. But my job is to make something to push through that difficult middle bit and put an ending on it that is good for the quartet to play. So we'll start to rehearse this day 80, and we'll get some bits that weren't so good, and we'll make changes, we'll slow things down, speed up, and you'll hear us using musical terms. If you have any questions, if you don't understand what we're saying, please ask, because we're near enough we can talk. And if you've always wanted to chat to a musician and ask them a question, now is a great time to do that. So we'll stop and chat during the process. And if you're intrigued by this process, which has got obviously a long time to go, just over by the piano on your way out, perhaps you can join the mailing list for the future of the project. The last take we do each day is kind of recorded, and that's available to go to your inbox on my Patreon. Also, there's a camera here on the stand, so there's a live stream. So these are all going to my YouTube as well, Dean Stevenson Music on YouTube. There's always a question that comes about what my inspiration is, and sometimes it's just I woke up. That's enough. But today there was actually a bit of yesterday was someone thought it was walking through an Irish meadow, not just any meadow, but an Irish meadow. Apparently it's different. Today was a bit of a head start. There really isn't anything worse than sky's the limit when you're trying to make something. If you've got all the materials at your disposal, you're much less likely to start anything because you don't know where to start. If you're given, a pencil and a dog, then you okay. Well, I know what to do with those. Maybe the dog will eat the pencil. But today I was given so I made a tone row. I had a chat with the boss the other day, just here at one of the tables after everyone had gone. And we were talking about a dear friend who many of the staff here will probably know is an old friend of ours who sadly isn't with us anymore. And we were discussing various things about his life and what he did and how he struggled and so forth. And someone said, he had some other issues, which all boys tend to claim, probably everyone actually. And someone said, he was blamed his mother. So I used that phrase and I made a tone row. Now a tone row is using the powers of magic and intrigue, ancient skills, which I can't possibly tell you now, I have to kill you, about turning the alphabet into music. So each letter comes out as a note. So by doing that, I take the sentence, which might be the word dog, and D-O-G have corresponding notes. So it's not up to me to choose the melody, the notes are just given to me by the word. So I had that phrase in my head today. So there were three words. This is the first one, this melody here. first one. That is Blames. And this one, that's His. And the last one, Mum. So he blames his mum. So that was the beginning of today's tone row. So I thought about our dear friend, and as I was thinking, I also quoted, he'll say he wrote a song or two as well, so I also sort of quoted a couple of his songs and sort of put them in there as well, so if anyone knew the man, they'll certainly hear that. If you didn't, it might just be the pretty bit. The rest of it's not very doesn't make a lot of sense. But when you get to the pretty bit, that's quoting one of his songs. So we're going to start to push through day 80. Probably poignant for him because he's probably about halfway through his life when he disappeared. And thank you very much for joining us. Have a drink by all means, and think of a question that you'd like to ask one of these musicians or myself, and I'll come back to you in just a minute. Right. Okay, day 80. 6. How about that? What's to say? I don't know what to say. I think we'll just start pushing through and stop when it gets too hard, and we'll talk about it. How's that? Okay. Yeah. Into retune. I've talked too long. And when you hear me say something like, "I will go from letter G," every 8 bars or so I put a rehearsal mark, which is the alphabet just through here, so we know where we are, rather than saying bar number 78 and we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We just it's easier to give reference marks. That's what I was saying when we say that. Okay. All right, ready? Starts with you two, cello number 3, 4, 5, 6. Go from bar 3. So it's being a little expressive with that first 2 bars, Marty. 3. Once you kind of get to bar 7, then the viola's with you. It's just those first. From bar 3. 4, 5, 6. So Marty has the off. From A again. Yeah, lots of staccato jumps all about the place. That's what you get with the tone. From A, letter A, please. 4, 5, 6. So a bar of 6. The trem's only a minimum. The trill's only a minimum. It's only in the yeah. So go from that 3 before B, which is 16. 3 before B, 15. So 15. 5, 6. like that kind of dun, 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 dun. Always sounds like a news theme, doesn't it? I always forget. There's always something important going on. Yeah, so when we get to C to D, it becomes more and more lyrical. Bam, 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 but no accents in the second bar of C. And then the third bar is all connected and slowed. Yeah, 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 yeah. And then slow down. So I guess it's a bit of a rit into D. Ritardando, which is Italian for slow down. That was for them, not for you. You know what it means. From letter C, please. Letter C.
Hang on. Yep. And then the rest are just downs. Yep. Sorry, bowing.
Bowing. Well, I'll tell the people about bowing. Yeah. And maybe one of you guys could tell people about bowing. I'm sick of talking about bowing. Here we go. Alright, number C. Let's see. Alright, 6. It's Andante, still my fault. Andante. And then we had that big F natural, which is kind of out of place, but that's the only person playing. Everyone pauses on beat 4 for you, Alethea. Why don't you do that sort of out of place F natural? Yep. So just 2 before H. E, 4. Can you do the next? No, I'm assuming you can do like your F sharp on the same.
Yes. Yeah. And you want the down bow, like to slow it in.
That's it. Yep.
Like no, he said slow down.
It'll be easy to get all the down bow on the first one, isn't it? Yep. So bowing. Okay, bowing.
Here we
the bow goes 2 ways. It goes up and it goes down. It sounds different that way. Well, the other one goes that way. It's not just about getting the right bow so don't poke each other's eyes out. There's something musical to it. So if you want a diminuendo, when you're holding the bow this end, as the string gets to that end, you can't push it as hard, so it's better to play quietly there. So if you want to do it, get quieter, you go that way. If you want to go hard, you do it down that end. So there's all these techniques and they talk together about whether they should do an up or a down, just to make it sound cohesive as a group. There you go. Was that?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, there you go. Does anybody else have any other questions they'd like to ask while we work through? Anything they've always thought they'd like to ask a cellist? You must have a question you've always wanted to ask a cellist. How do they know where to put their fingers? Marty, how do you know where to put your fingers?
It's a complete guessing game.
It's
just muscle memory, basically. The fingerboard and this part's called the neck. And it's very slightly tapered all the way up. So there's a very slight change in, I don't know, a couple of millimeters at most between the gap between the thumb and fingers. So it's really just getting used to.
And there's something called positions. So first position is where your thumb is in the same spot, When you do those. Second position, you move your thumb with another group of notes. So it's where your thumb is and what you can reach within that thumb distance. And you,
Then it goes up to thumb position.
thumb position, yeah.
Only for cello.
Only with the cello. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just a guessing game. Yes. Any other questions? Anyone up the top? Hello, people up the top. You missed out on a seat. There's probably some at the back. Yes, there was a question there. Hello.
I was wondering from the quartet how they find it to play an unknown piece every day.
How is it for the quartet to play an unknown piece every day to rock up? And they're professional sight readers. That's what they are. Yes.
Fun. It's like putting a puzzle together between all of our parts.
Yeah, it might not sound very good yet, but it will eventually, yeah.
No, it will come together.
It will come together, yeah. Because it would be fair to say that someone who works like in an orchestral situation spends more of their time, their professional time, in rehearsal than they do in actually performing.
It's like the chef's special at a restaurant. So you don't know what's on the menu, but you just say,
That's right. All right, I'll come back for more questions in a second. Let's go from.
You don't know how spicy it's going to be.
Yesterday was a spicy Irish meadow. Sinead, let's go from H again. From H. 4, 5, 6. Good hold there, you've lost time. When at 2 before J, when you've got that crescendo Anna, so that if Anna's kind of got the moving line, the solo line there, from beat 4 of that bar,
So
and the next bar.
So this is the bar before J, the crescendo.
2 bar, we're halfway through the 3rd bar before J.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's you.
Okay.
Let's go from I again, please. From I. 4, 5. Back to 6. Yeah.
Dean, I think you might be beating in 4 at I.
Am I being forward at I?
Yes.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Right. I think I was doing two
Couple of
groups of
extra
3 because I
ups
couldn't
to-
keep track of
I know,
6.
you're right.
Oh, so there's the thing. I'm not a conductor. Conductors, look, what does the conductor do? What a conductor do, like when you have a look at a thing, there's things like andante, andantissimo, andantino, expressive, all these terms, particularly related to tempo. And there's many terms. What have we got here? We've got andante moderato, something else. And the conductor just has to know how fast they are. We can't kind of like get his watch out and look at it. So the conductor, I don't. I just no idea. That's because I've been sat there all day working on the piano. I know. So the conductor knows many things, and which is what the job of a conductor in an orchestra is. Everyone just goes, we need one person to agree how quick it's going to go and how loud it's going to go, etc., etc. And when the conductor moves his baton, there's all these things like 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 6 is like no fucking idea. So I'm just doing 2 3s. No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who the heck gives a shit?
It's just a guessing game.
It's just a guessing game. 1 something 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 1. Okay, let's go from I then, please. I promise I'll do these things. 4, 5, 6. Hold there, right. That was a brave effort. Wow, especially bar.
Yeah, thanks. 65. Yeah, thanks.
65. Dig a dig a dig 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 dig. Yeah. Do we want to run to that slowly? Do you want to do 65 slow, slower? Who can get it?
Oh, it's fabulous.
Let's just look at 65. It's slower. 2, 3, Good. Here we go. 2 and Cool. Right. 1, 2, 3. There you go. See? Rehearsal. It works. How about that? Let's go from the 6/4, which is 2 after J. 2 after J. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lovely. What we might do, hold there. We might start that rit at that bar before the 4/4 with you, Marty. We'll take the rit all the way back to there. So we'll take it to Indante 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 before K.
Sure.
Put that there.
So there's no slow up before K, it's just already organically slow.
It's already slow at K, yeah. So the last 6/4 bar was where Marty's solo on his own. We'll start the rit in that bar.
Sure.
Baby, 1, 2, yeah. So 68, we're already at Andante. From the same place again, 2 after J, 6/4. 4, 5, 6. So there's it like, yeah, da 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 da. The last one. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, that's Octava. Sorry, the one before.
What they don't know is that I won't tell them, we just played the last bar. So they don't think we've finished yet. We'll go back and work through it. I probably should tell them that so they know when to clap. Alright, now there are some sticky bits. Oh, before I do that, I'll come back to the audience. Is there any other thoughts or questions or things you'd like to ask or share? This is your time to be informed if you have anything you'd like to know. Yes? Good question. Are all 4 parts displayed for each musician? No, they only have theirs. So I get to see everyone's. So I got 4 parts here. Chunk I get to read all of them together because I've got 4 eyes. That's why I wear glasses. 4. But they only see theirs. That's why they make all the markings. That might go, oh, when I've got doing this, the guy next to me is doing this, so I might make a note so as I can know what we have to be together at that point or such. Yeah. Yes, that's what rehearsals are for. Good question. Anyone else? Yes? No. Yeah, good question. So when I start, do I do one line all the way through and then go back and fill in the others? No, I don't. It's important to do them all together. I think I've used the analogy before. If I wrote, if you were writing a story in English, and you wrote, woke up today. Sorry, I went for a walk. There was a barking dog. The sun was out, and I had money in my pocket. That sounds like a fairly nice day. But then if you were watching a movie and that was the narration, you heard somebody say, and you shut your eyes, and you heard someone say, woke up, went for a walk, heard a dog barking, had money in my pocket, felt nice. But then you opened your eyes and you saw that the person was walking through like an apocalyptic site. You go, there's a rub. There's not all is what it's meant to be, so there's something here. What's the story going to? Why is he saying it's a good story when there's something going on? So that's, if you go too far with one line, then potentially you kind of get you paint yourself into a corner. So if you go along and you go, I'm making a nice melody here, but I'm going to put some really dark chords underneath it, so I can change the whole mood. So it's important to do all things as you go, and then you can always go back. That's part of creativity. Once I get to the end of the piece, I go, I wrote a piece that was really nasty and scary, and I go back and make some happy bits, or vice versa. So it's important just to follow your gut, I suppose. Do all parts together, because I might write a melody that I write a melody that it just kind of gets a bit boring, a bit dull, and the harmonies almost the same. So okay, so at this point I can make the cello not always play the bottom bass note. I can give him a note way up the scale that has nothing to do with what he was doing, and suddenly like your ground's gone from under your feet. So you've got to make those choices as you go. Otherwise, each kind of chapter, if you like, or part you get to might not make any sense. So it's important they all come together. Another question. Yes?
Do you get surprised when you hear it performed?
Every single day. Yeah, because I'm just dreaming what it might be like over there. I have no idea. The computer kind of plays me some... I hear it in my head, and because I don't actually play the piano, like I can't read piano music and play it in time. If you give me a sheet of music, the entertainment, I can't even play it. So I need the computer to play some digital sounds so I can hear a very bad modicum of digital sounds in rhythm, so I know what it is I'm doing. But it doesn't give me anything like what these people here are doing, which is extraordinary. Yeah, it's all in my brain. You should try being in here. Yeah. All right, we're going to have another look. Sorry, I thought I'd circumvent that couldn't hear thing by putting that over there. Maybe
That's
I'm
right, no,
looking forward
fix
to
it, it's all good.
You just can't talk while I'm talking, that's the thing. Is that right?
That's why you put it. At I.
An I, letter I.
I feel like that should be the same R tempo. It feels like that's where we connect back to the tempo from
Correct.
B.
You've got it to H.
Yeah. Maybe because we've only played it from I, we've maybe lost tempo, I think.
Yeah.
When we play it through,
Okay.
maybe it'll...
Well, let's see how far we get. Let's go from the start and see how far we get before that kind of, the lyrical change in F in particular. Okay.
Boring question.
Yes.
Sorry. Bar 15,
Bar
for example,
15.
and where it happens later, it's 50 and 51. I assume the trill at the end, is that starting on a C sharp? Does the sharp stay through the bar?
No. Yes. C, like natural.
And would that be then the same at 50 and 51?
Yep. Yep, same.
So would 51 would be up to an F natural, not an F sharp?
It should be the up should be a tone.
Okay.
Yes. It should be an F sharp, you're right. Okay. Here we go. Let's give it a go. Blames his mother. Oh, bye. Back to moderato, yeah.
And what? Yeah, I did play it, but
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, I
bit
didn't hear it.
probably-
Yeah, no, it's all right.
I tried to push it a little bit.
Great. So when we
Sorry.
two before C, Marty.
Yep.
When you're before, just maybe just come down a bit so we can, because I want to hear the viola. 2 bars before C, as loud as you can, Alan.
Are you guys
Sorry,
on the
what was
down?
2 bars before C, loud as you can. Make that much louder, I think.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so dun dun dun. Like quavers. Yeah. Yeah. No, sorry. I think I thought you both were on the down beat.
Yeah.
And
So
then
it
I
goes quaver.
quaver start. Yeah.
Yep.
Do you want D a little slower?
D slower.
Is that a bit hectic?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
No, it needs to get slower at E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at C, would you like us to change the articulation for each bar? So you've got accents, and then maybe detache, and then
Yeah.
legato
Yes, that'd be lovely.
Yep.
Yep.
for us
Yep.
to do our.
As in like a bit more separated than what we did in the second bar.
So the
We're
second
talking,
one, second bar would be our
accents and separation of bows and
Detache.
legato.
Yep.
Anybody
And then the last
got
one
anything
would be
else they'd like to
legato.
ask or talk about? You blame your mother, Sue? No,
Ubiquitous
sorry.
line
Yes,
up.
question?
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'll put a line dot.
When do I know it's good to stop? At about 3:45 when I have to print it. Yes, it is totally. That having the time limit is the way I stop, and having that very particular, like having a particular bunch of notes helps me to write, and having a particular time helps me to get it done. I think, forgive me for repeating myself, but the great quote, which was Andrew Ford asked me on the radio show, the great quote, Sammy Carter, the songwriter. Someone asked him as a songwriter, what comes first, the music or the lyrics? And he said, the phone call. So there's something about the commission when someone, and actually I must say it's true, because it does happen when I've been in a number of meetings as a commissioned writer, and you're having the first meeting, might be at a cafe, and someone's telling you about their vision of a theatre and horses and whatever it is, they're thinking of, and as they're describing it, suddenly music starts to come to me, because that's what happens. So I think about music all the time, and the amount of times I've got just I say to the person, excuse me, just 1 second, get my phone out. So as it were, keep going, just to catch that idea, because that moment of inspiration is so important. So today, that time limit is one of those things. I know I have to get something done. I've done it 3 times on a hangover, and I said I wouldn't do it after again the first time, but the second time I did, I think I actually finished at 2:30 and went for a nap. It was a very short piece. It was terrible. That was after David's birthday.
Yes, I was there for that one.
Yeah. You were there.
Yeah, I was
that's right,
there, I
Yeah.
remember,
Oh dear. Woof. Where'd we get to? We got to.
G, but I wouldn't mind having a crack at F
Yeah.
or E again, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bar 43.
Yes, Bar.
I do have a double stop. I've got a whole G through the bar.
You do. Okay. And playing in rhythm. That's fine.
Just,
Yes. Yep.
Yep, cool.
If you want to go E again.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. Okay. From D then. How about D?
Yes, good.
Yep. E. Let's do it again.
I was trying my best to follow.
What are we doing?
Stuck in the middle.
Downs.
Piggy in the middle.
Flashing of pencils. Indeed. 3, 4. 4 at that rip bar, into the little bit of a gap, reset, and then go down. How's that? Lovely.
It's the rip bar 43.
43, correct. Yep.
Oh, actually, not I see sharp in that right.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got to see natural.
No.
Oh, your last one?
42, there's something.
Okay, right. All right. Okay, we're getting very close. G. B. From Jay again. On Jay. From Jay.
Bar before Jay.
Before Jay. It does feel like people are playing her up to beat 4. Why is that?
Sorry, no, it's my fault.
Yeah, tick.
So we're off together.
Everyone's off on beat 4. Yeah. Let's go from there. Bar before Jay. Make sense? All right. Those who have left, yes.
I wouldn't mind going into 65.
Into 65
yeah,
again?
It's not on 65, it's getting
into it, into
yeah.
65.
Maybe from Jay
yes.
again, just for 8 bars.
I'm about to ask the people if they have any more questions before we do play it one more time, all the way through. Into 65, let's do it from there. To 63 then. Oh no, 62 from the view of the port. Yep. 4, 5, 6. Cool, great. All right, nice work. Okay, and just for reference, when you hear that, the words of the song are all my friends are alcoholics. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being here and enduring this rehearsal. It's been great. So if you have any questions, please come to us after the... Yes. That's an iPad. So it's called Staff Pad. Yes, good. Yeah. Little pens, very quite organic. Yeah. Old school. Thank you. So there's a camera here. I'm waving to Mum. I don't blame you, Mum. Not in public anyway. The live stream is on my YouTube. You can watch that. Please sign in the mailings if you're intrigued in the project all the way through. Come back. I'll be here, and we'll be here all summer long. The piece of day. Thank you very much. And here we go from the start. Day number 80, and it's halfway, so I'm having a celebratory drink after this.
Good.
Don't shut the bar yet, Shannon. Here we go. Hayato, Olivia, Anna and Martin, thank you very much. We'll play it again, we might even have more fun this time. It's not often we take this long to get to the first run through, but thank you very much. If you want to see one more Vagina, the museum closes in 10 minutes, so otherwise we'll play it through and we can be your departing music. Don't forget the mailing list, see you on the YouTube and have a great week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. One more time for Daisy. That was the way. Okay.
very
Dean.
much.
Thanks, Dean.